stepped forward, describing disturbing behavior that occurred when they were minors and he was in his 20s. Ash claimed she was 16.
So as it stands right now, I'm just... You know something? I'm going to try something right quick. What if... This... I wonder this... yeah. Let me see. Alright. I think we got something going on right here. Yeah, multi-stream. Yeah, this is pretty good. Oh, I kind of like this one.
Or 17 at the time, while Thompson was over 20. She alleged that he manipulated her emotionally, using the trust he built as an internet celebrity to initiate an inappropriate relationship. These allegations were worsened when his ex-girlfriend soon...
I'm going to do a little fake little ad. I'm actually going to go and do a little fake little sponsorship. This sponsorship is actually brought to you by RC, Royal Crown Cola. And I can tell you this, dude. Here's the thing. If you don't really like the fizz and acidic fizz of Coca-Cola, you can always have this as a great substitute because this tastes really, really good anyway. It tastes like Coke except without the fizz. And it's something that has been something that I've had since my childhood. And I've actually tasted so many different types of drinks growing up. I've actually had Coca-Cola, then I've had some of the off-brand products such as Czech and what's the other stuff they actually have? And you know what? Sometimes like the off-brand stuff do tend to taste pretty good too. Much more sugary, noticeably so, but needless to say, it's still very tasty. But I'm also going to have to say that I'm going to do my damnedest to try to wean myself away from these type of drinks from here on out because, I don't know, I think my healthiness is trying to kick back in. Because I don't know, like for me, when it comes to consuming different types of drinks and such, I love soda. And normally when I go to fast food places, which is something I have to fight the urge of getting away from and weaning myself away from as well, and just stick with alternatives such as making your own food in the process, which I know how to do now. Yeah, trying to get back on a more healthy kick because it's a lot more satisfying for you to come up with your own type of meals and your own kind of food. If you love burgers, make your own burgers. Just go buy some ground meat, put some seasoning on of your particular choice, add some crushed onions, put it on the skillet and let it cook on that, and you have yourself a nice delicious meal in the process. But yeah, it's just something that I'm very, very aware of or very cognizant of when it comes to the tasty sensations of having to consume such unhealthy foods. But hey, maybe I'll muster up the energy and strength and power to do that for one whole year at the very minimum and just continue on and fight the urge to do that. It's kind of like how there's certain other things that I haven't been able to do. Like, for instance, I've always had a habit of biting my nails. It's something that I've always done since I was a kid, and it's something that continues to be a continuous issue. But it wasn't until recent, and there was actually some periods in time where I've fought the urge to go ahead and actually eat my fingernails, and the results were actually pretty good because I was able to have nails, and I was able to pick up stuff on the ground with my fingers, and now look at them right now. They actually look a lot healthier than what they were beforehand. Like back then, I didn't even have much of really a little an extension of the nails here. Now granted, the nails are still fairly weak, but you know, it's it's not bad. It's really not bad at all. Yeah, but also I'm watching a video online right now on my TV, and it's videos pertaining to that's on YouTube. And actually, I think once I finish with this video, I might just go get back on my game and stuff. Which I do have right here. Now granted, I just finished up playing Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, and I went through the first 12 chapters, and I completed that. After that, I went out my way to go ahead and complete the extended chapter, and I have to admit, I really enjoy the game. Now, granted, when I heard the soundtrack when it came out a long time ago, I thought it was fairly catchy, but I can understand why it was considered to be the weakest of the series. But having to play the game myself now, since I never played it on the Wii U, I listen to the music, and it's something that actually takes a little bit more time for you to get accustomed to, because there were certain music in the game that I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really the biggest fan of when I first heard it, but the music grew on me over time. Like, for instance, the music to Mira, well, in particular, New Los Angeles, both the day and night system. At first, I felt like it was kind of annoying because it was some kind of minimalistic hip hop kind of beat to it. But the more I listen to it, it's perfectly suited, and it sounds pretty nice, and it fits. And it's pretty much because the music in of itself has more of a vibrant kind of thing as a reflection of the growing population of New Los Angeles in that particular world that they were settling in Mira. And I have to admit, I mean, it's Xenoblade Chronicles is my favorite franchise as of now, because it speaks to me in terms of having the philosophical or existential kind of themes that are heavily pervasive. And, you know, and even though it actually follows the same type of tropes about challenging gods and facing against enemies greater than yourself, it is still a remarkable game. I mean, it's still a really remarkable experience, and every single story is just really well done. Hey, Crystal Bahina, how you doing today? Welcome to my very basic bit stream. And no, I'm not AI either. And that's another thing I was actually checking out earlier today when it came down to it. How you doing today, though, Crystal? How's everything treating you? But I was really, really into it, though, and I'm really glad that I've actually experienced all of the games so far on my Nintendo Switch, and that is definitely something that I'm always looking forward to, and I'm glad, and I will eventually get myself a Switch too, but right now I'm just doing it under one condition, and that is when I get something really big happening to me, and that's going to happen in a couple of months. So when it does happen, I'm definitely going to be getting that Switch 2, as long as it's available in one of the stores. I'm doing okay though, Christo. I'm just taking a liberty of just coming on here and streaming and taking advantage of this application that I've been having for a long time, but I haven't really used it to the fullest up until recently. And I started learning how to do multi-streams. So now I'm streaming on both Twitch and on YouTube. And this is a pretty nice thing. I'm trying to see if this is something that is going to be an ongoing thing once Prism goes into this paid subscription service in July. So I'm just trying to wait. I'm just trying to take advantage of it right now while I still have the opportunity to go ahead and utilize it. And if it still has the multi-stream function, great. I can still multi-stream to my heart's content. And this is all I really do. I take a very minimalistic approach. Yeah, but you know, it's right now I'm actually enjoying my very quiet kind of night right now. I'm just enjoying watching some stuff on YouTube and just kind of like just taking my time. But I think once I finish watching this video, I'm definitely going to be hooking my Switch up, which you can see right here. I got the original anyway though, but I'm planning on getting the sequel, the Switch 2 actually, eventually. But what's been going on with you lately though, Christo? What sort of new frontiers would you like to share with me? And R6 Man, Rainbow Six Man. I'm trying to figure it out. Does R6 stand for Rainbow Six? Like you're a big fan of the franchise, or does it have like any kind of meaning, any other meaning behind that? I'm just curious. Oh, and also I have to do my home duties of folding the laundry and everything too. Luckily I got most of it done. This is the last load. You don't really know? What you mean? Like what's going on? So you have no idea, like what time is it right now where you are? And do you have like any plans going forward throughout the week, or are you just planning on just enjoying yourself? Just a random name. I mean, it's a pretty cool name, but maybe if people ask you questions like that, just say it's part of Rainbow Six. And I'm a major Rainbow Six fan, I just don't show it. Or you can say Random Six, as in it's my sixth random name that popped up into my head. But I actually kind of like it though. It's a very stylized kind of thing, especially with the @ character incorporated into it. Oh, 6:11 p.m. Oh yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that is Okay, so you're two. Okay, so you're basically two. You're 2 hours behind me then. Okay, so you're 2 hours behind me. That's good. That's cool. But yeah, I'm just really, and that's another thing that like for me, I was just very glad that I was able to. Oh, you have to go. Go ahead, Crystal. It was really nice seeing you for the brief moment that we shared together. But take care of yourself and let the good times roll. Hope everything goes well for you. So, I mean, that's the thing. Like I was always interested in the Xenoblade series when it was first announced on the original Wii, and I never got a chance to play it because I didn't have any of the new systems. Okay, you too. You have a good day as well. Yeah, and I don't know. I just and I didn't get a chance to get a Switch until like maybe a couple of years ago. But that's when I started playing catch up. I started buying like 100 some games though, but it seemed like Xenoblade was my major focus. But I also have other games that I've been playing as well, like Shin Megami Tensei, the Zelda series. I haven't got a chance to buy any of the Pokemon games, but I've been buying so many other games like The Witcher 3 and then Skyrim and a few other games on the Switch. And yeah, I'm actually enjoying every minute of it. But I need to catch up and play as many games as I have to. Anyway. Yeah, I guess you could say it's one of the most important franchises that I really enjoy playing. Of course, with Xenoblade Chronicles X. Oh, I got a Switch? Yes, I do, actually. I got it right here. I got it right inside of me. No, not right inside of me. I got it right here in this little doohickey. I have the Animal Crossing dock. I have the Animal Crossing themed Switch. I thought it was really cute. Now, granted, as far as my controller, this is a plug-in controller. I had a wireless one, but it was my first time experiencing Joy-Con drift. Well, not Joy-Con drift. I just have a drift in the controller. The wireless controller drift. The control stick drifting. So it was my first time actually experiencing it, and it's a little nerve-wracking. But at least I still have the Joy-Cons that still work. I also have this third-party peripheral, which you directly plug into the Switch anyway, and it still works pretty nicely. But still, though, I'm just going through the motions of trying to catch up on all the games that I've been neglecting to play because I was busy with work and everything, and I had to do a lot of stuff during that period. But now I'm actually in a more relaxed state, so I don't have to worry about it as much, but it might start picking up again eventually. And I've only had the Switch, I want to say back in, since 2020. 2021. So I've had it for like 4 years. And I know it came out in 2017, but I didn't get a chance to actually own one until 3-4 years later. Less than, about 3-4 years later. And, yeah, it was it was a great gift. But this was based on a little tragedy that took root because I like to preserve all my games and I have all of my game systems with the best of my ability. Have you played Gorilla Tag? No, I don't have Gorilla Tag. I don't know what that is. What is Gorilla Tag? So, New comment? It's a VR game. Wait a second. Isn't there like a game or VR game that's based off of the 100 Men versus one Gorilla fight or something like that? Is that what you're talking about? Because I have no idea. No, it's not. Okay. I could have sworn there was a game based around it because I know they had a lot. I know there was some really ridiculous discussion about 100 men versus one gorilla who would win, and apparently it was like this so-called pseudo-intellectual question that people kept having. And it's like, wait, who would win? I mean, it's kind of silly to me. It's your profile. Well, I can't really see your profile right now because I'm using the live stream anyway, so I can't comment on that. Or maybe, just maybe. What the? It's my profile. Hey, what's up, Fairlight, man? How you been, brother? How you been, buddy? How you been? How's life treating you? All right, so it does really work. Good. The multi-stream thing does kind of work. Joyous Splendid Caribou Thun Beast. So they still use those weird makeshift words in the Twitch clips. That's still kind of cute, actually.
Day publicly described their relationship as toxic and manipulative. While she denied claims of non-consensual sex, she helped paint a picture that Thompson
But,
was
you know,
controlling.
But I don't know. Like I said, this is my first. I'm actually just gonna utilize this with the best of my ability and try to see where it goes from here with this application. If the application does not allow me to do live, doesn't allow me to do any kind of streaming anymore, then it is what it is. Multi-stream anymore, then it is what it is. I can just go back and forth by doing YouTube or Twitch, one or the other. But I think the multi-stream aspect will still be preserved. I haven't really read on it completely, but anyway, what I did today was I've actually cut the grass this morning as soon as I get off work. When I got off work this morning, and I'm gonna tell you this though, like lately I've been a lot more lackadaisical in terms of doing like house duties and such from my house because I like the idea of being able to keep everything up to. It's kind of toxic, the game. I mean, what is the premise of Gorilla Tag in the first place? Because you say it's toxic, so I'm assuming it's nothing nice, especially if you're talking about if it's some kind of PvP VE sort of type of game as well. Yeah, but I finally got a chance to cut the grass, but the thing that's been going on crazy right now is that the rain has been pretty inconsistent throughout the whole time that I've been here, you know, for the whole time throughout the duration of the last couple of weeks, because last time when I was off, when I was off the last time, I tried to cut the grass, and all of a sudden I noticed rain showers or summer rain started to trickle down, and then it started hitting pretty heavy to the point where the grass got really wet. But luckily, I really wanted to try something a little different where I could actually save myself enough time for me to actually do something in order to at least get something done. Like, for instance, I have electric lawn products such as electric lawnmower and electric weed eater, all of which I really enjoy. I'm accustomed to gas, but the electric aspect of it is still not bad at all. The only downside to the electric lawnmower in particular is it's good for 45 minutes, and I have a fairly big yard. Oh, you try to tag other players, and it's pretty competitive. I've never really been crazy about the competitive type of stuff personally, when it comes to like multiplayer or anything like that. But maybe one of these days I might muster up the courage to even play a game like that eventually. But I don't think it's something that I'll be interested in doing in the foreseeable future. But I might take a look at it. I might take a look at it one day and see how it is.
Admitting they occurred and describing them as casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate. He denied any illegal behavior, claiming no images were shared, no crimes were committed.
My rugby and backflips. Hey, what's up, man? How you been? It's been a while since I think I've seen you before. How you been, brother? You know, this is actually kind of interesting seeing people popping up because I'm not. I would have assumed that maybe I'm just such a small fry and an insignificant little speck of data on YouTube that nobody's really going to come across my content, let alone I have very low effort content by today's standards. So just seeing me in front of a camera doing absolutely nothing except just communicating with you guys, aka old school pre social media kind of, well, back in the early days of YouTube and everything. It seems to me this is something that is early days of YouTube, live streaming, broadcasting of Twitch and all that. Seems like it's actually pretty it's actually kind of nice to see people actually popping in and talking and all that though, and engaging with one another. But I don't know. I mean, it seems like that this whole place is very saturated. So I mean, the whole internet is pretty much saturated with a lot of content creators, a mixture of them and AI and everything else just kind of popping in and mixing in together. It's kind of hard to really come across small content creators, and you just tend to come across them kind of like a shiny Pokemon in the wild.
Known for her over-the-top character Miranda Sings. She created the persona in 2008 to parody untalented but confident, aspiring performers, famously appearing with bright red lipstick and quirky outfits. The Miranda Sings channel amassed over 10 million subscribers.
This stuff is actually pretty good.
Alongside her personal and vlog channels, Ballinger exceeded 5 billion views. She branched into media with the Netflix series Haters Back Off, Broadway performances.
Yeah, but like I said though, so anyway, I mean,
oh,
you liked and subscribed? Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Man, I'm actually kind of surprised by it though, and it's like I haven't been doing any real uploaded content in a while. I mean, I've been doing a few. Oh, okay. Well, I got to get water out of my ears, so I'm just trying to talk to people and rest. Oh, okay. That sounds about right. Were you doing what were you doing? Swimming practice or something? And were you just swimming for leisure reasons, or you just doing it, or you're in a beach or something like that? Or you with family?
She said she engaged in deep emotional discussions, asked personal questions about
And forgive me for my slurred speech. I have a tendency to have my mind and my mouth not really tend to intersect with each other, and it seems like they don't really meet the same way. So my ability to articulate is not really as consistent as what I like it to be.
The controversy reignited as another man of fame, Cody Rants, shared screenshots from a group chat nicknamed the Weenies, involving Ballinger and underage fans.
Hey, thank you. Hey, look, I appreciate you guys doing that. I mean, this may actually motivate me to really just kind of do more live streams on a more consistent basis on here, but I will tell you this though, I do have a computer and I do have some other stuff already purchasased. The only thing that's kind of missing right now is just getting a brand new monitor or a TV, whatever my wife wants. So whatever the hell she wants to complete with the new type of stuff. But I do have I have very good internet. I do have a decent computer. But as far as me streaming content, it's probably not going to be as robust because it's only just one monitor and I don't necessarily have anything else on top of it. And I would say the specs aren't as strong as it should be, although it's strong enough to actually operate. Well, actually, it's not strong enough to have Windows 11 now. So there you go with that. So I guess I have to be very crafty in the way how I approach it.
And prominent sponsors dropped her. In November 2023, Ballinger returned to YouTube with a more serious apology delivered on her vlog channel. She expressed regret for her immature and inappropriate behavior. Accepted full responsibility.
Go Birds, how you doing today? Welcome. And you're slowly fading away, Fairlight. You always do that. You're going back to the moon, I take it. So, I'm doing fine. Right now, I'm just enjoying my night right now. I'm just enjoying my night right now. I do have just finished with the last bit of laundry and getting ready to just kind of relax and enjoy the rest of the night while everybody here just streaming. I mean, I'm just taking advantage of this live streaming service. Hopefully that it does work. And it does. I'm glad to see that. Seems nice. Well, more or less it is pretty nice. I mean, I kind of like the background going with this. So you get to see like the fireplace in the background, me sitting on the couch, and it seems very wholesome too when you think about it. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think my time for me to even consider being some sort of internet presence has sailed a long time ago. Because I made this account back in 2006, but unfortunately I never really reached any kind of significance per se. And I admit it was pretty much my fault because I never really, because I've always dealt with limitations, but that was due to other circumstances, and those limitations usually kind of hindered me from being able to chase whatever I wanted to do. Like initially, I've always had gaming content, and the problem with that is that even though I was able to upload gaming content and I had a pretty decent software that I use for it, for some reason, it's no longer available anymore anyway, which sucks, but now I do have something else. But uploading video game content was one of them. Am I going to live stream more? I do actually have the tendency to live stream more. I do want to take it. I want to actually take the liberty of live streaming on YouTube and Twitch with the best of my ability and being able to interact with everybody. But I also want to try to do a little bit more than just being in front of the camera and just talk to people. You know, obviously I do have a thing with me just sharing my love for video games just like anybody else. Hence my name, Big Brother G&E, Gaming and Entertainment. But over time and probably down the line, it might be something a lot more than that eventually. Let's go. I hope I'll be back too. Yeah, you know, that's the thing though. I don't really expect people coming in and sticking around. That's the thing. Because like I said though, it's like I said, my ship sailed a long time ago. I mean, you know, I think if I had consistently posted content despite my limitations that I had, there was a good chance I probably would have actually received some semblance of success on here. While it may not be multi-million-dollar sponsorships or anything like that, it would be something a little bit more wholesome, or something a little bit more of happiness, so to speak. You know, something that can give me a little bit more in general. Hey, brother, where you from? Love from Czech Republic. Hey, what's going on, man? How's everything treating you? And I'm the United States, as you can see. I'm a U.S. guy. I'm from the United States, my man. I think you're going to be the next Mr. B. Nah, far from it. He has like over hundreds and millions of subscribers, and he's a billionaire. I don't have that kind of height. And honestly, as much as I like the idea of actually having something like that, I'm actually happy being a little bit more on the low-key niche side of things. Like, basically, do not expect me to be the next of anything except just me. I'm going to be just myself. I'm just going to be enjoying my life. Are you going to live stream video games? That's what I really hope to do. I kind of have the ability to do that right now. It's just that I know there's going to be a lot of software that I'm going to have to rely on, but if I just rely on the current OBS system that I have in my internet connection, then that's all I can ride with. That's all it is. Yeah, you got to go now? Oh, all right. You take care of yourself, and I'm glad they actually came by and actually said hello. So you take care of yourself and have a good time. But like I said, though, I do want to go ahead and do live stream video. I want to live stream my video games eventually. The only problem with it is that I don't think I'm going to be able to live stream anything. Oh, you want to stay? Okay, cool. Stick around. Do what you want to do. And while you can actually see me drinking this RC drink right here. You know what's funny? It kind of feels like a throwback of the yesteryear. I think that makes sense. I think that makes a lot of sense. You know, I like the idea of being, I mean, that's the thing, like, I know that I'm probably going to be I'm a very verbose person, and I like to talk a lot, pretty much on here, but I've just always, this is just kind of like the format that I've always been accustomed to, because this is something I've been accustomed to for quite a while. Like, when I remember when I actually had a little taste of being on a live broadcasting service, it was very simplistic back in the day. It was more like this. You had a camera in front of you. But back in the day, phones weren't necessarily as robust when it came to options of live streaming and the like. Okay? So we didn't have that. We didn't have that kind of luxury. So that was the first thing. Back then, you had your desktop computer, you had a webcam, Sometimes a webcam had a microphone in it, but if you didn't, you had a separate device for that. It was all in front of a desktop, sitting down, live streaming on something, using some broadband service, and you were just talking. That was back then, when they were still, when social media was practically in its infancy, and there were many websites that tried to capitalize on certain things. But nowadays, it's become a major business, and a lot of people have been capitalizing on it for quite a long time. But now, there's some people like myself who kind of stick with the more old school format of interacting with people. Do I have dogs? No. I'm not a pet person. I don't have any interest in having pets. Although, granted, when I was a young kid, I did have turtles back in the day. I had 4 turtles, box turtles. They were real cute, actually. But they were a lot to handle, and I don't have pets. So I don't have any dogs, no cats, no birds, no fish. I used to have turtles, but not anymore. And that was back when I was a little kid. I mean, I'm not really... that's the thing. Like, I know a lot of people are saying, hey, look, if I know there's some people that are really big into having pets still, but I'm not one of them. To me, it just feels like it's a responsibility, and I can understand why people want to have pets for companionship purposes, but to me, it's also a hassle to maintain, because you have to take dogs or cats or even exotic animals to veterinarians, or go to different types of appointments to make sure that they're taken care of and everything. So it's like a perpetual child you got to deal with, even though it's a lot cheaper to have than to have a child, like talking about it, because kids are really expensive. Let's face that. Let's be honest with that. Kids are very expensive. But if you can make it and make it work, perfect for you. More power to you, because I can guarantee you that you're a better person than I am, if that's the case. And you know what? This really wouldn't hurt so bad, because I could probably do this, play some background music, some ethereal background music while we're still chatting while we're at it. And just kind of keep it on the low. Let me see. How's this? Let me see. Ambient. Oh, you gotta go and have a shower? You take care of yourself and go ahead and wash up, my friend. Go ahead and wash up and enjoy yourself. Oh, here it is. Oh, maybe this one is.
Lindor, made by the Lint Master Chocolatier.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, am I going to continue streaming? I really hope I do. I want to maintain that consistency at least once or twice a week, at the very minimum, because I want to take advantage of what I have right now and ensure that when I do, I want to utilize YouTube as more than just viewing content. I want to at least have some kind of digital footprint in some capacity. But yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to be doing what I'm going to probably be uploading more content over time. And backyard ping pong baseball. Oh, you Go Birds friend? Hey, wow. I mean, that's actually pretty cool. He must have told you about this channel or something like that, or did you, or you just happened to stop by, just out of the blue? How's everything with you, my friend? Actually, the music here is actually pretty tranquil. Reminds me of me driving home from work back a long time ago, and it took me like an hour to get back home, and I used to listen to this music from a radio station that was affiliated with the network, with the station, and it had ethereal ambient music like, well then, this is Hearts from Space. coming to you from WWNO. The world is watching, and as you hear the stars and moon flying past you, you may find euphoria within thyself. You know, that's actually funny though, because this is the kind of music I usually listen to in order to keep myself in a very composed state, or if I need to relax myself. And that's another thing. But Backyard, how's everything with you? What's been going on with you lately, my friend? What sort of wondrous activities has come to you in the longest, as of recent? Oh yeah. But you're still in. Are you in high school, or you're going to college? Are you in college right now, or you're in high school, or what? 2 days left. Two days left. Oh, you're in middle school. I'm gonna tell you something. That kind of remind me, because just look forward to it. I know right now your brain is messed up. You got to deal with exams, and the exams are going to be very nerve-wracking. But once you get past that last exam, and once you finish it, you have like this euphoric feeling of accomplishment. And hopefully you did very well this year. So when that happens, you can say, but answer this for me. It seems to me that it seems to me like there's been a recent push for summer reading. So is that something that your school is doing right now with you guys? And it seems to be kind of late with summer school for you guys, unless you're doing summer school for like maybe for a few weeks. No? Okay. Oh, no to the summer reading? Because that was something that was introduced to me in high school, back when I was in high school, like in my junior and senior year. That was quite a perplexing twist it was a twist to me. Because whenever I thought about summer school, whenever I thought about summer vacation, it was literally that. Vacation. Hey, Crazy Bear, how you doing today? Welcome to the stream. How's everything with you, my friend? I mean, actually, Backyard was telling me just told me that he's about to finish up his schooling in about 2 days. So that's really good for him. So I would say, hit it, do it, finish the fight, finish strong, my friend. But I'm doing okay though. Right now I'm just relaxing for tonight. I still got some clothes in there to take out of the dryer, but other than that, I have pretty much done everything else, and there's really not much else I need to do except just kind of relax and enjoy myself. And listen to some really ethereal music in the background while we're at it too. Hey, Pro Gamer Legend. Hey, I'm so sorry, man. Pro Gamer Legend. What's my favorite anime? I'm kind of an old school person. But then again, I'm fairly old school. So if you're asking me what my favorite animes are, Vampire Hunter D. That was really good. Now I never read the novels, but I heard the novels are really, really stellar. Also, as far as Ranma and a Half, for more of the comical anime kind of stuff, I actually really enjoyed that. And just recently I got back to watching, about a year ago, I actually went back to finish watching Inuyasha. And while I've actually had a lot of grievances with how drawn out the story was and everything, I went back and watched it. It turned out that it really wasn't that bad. I actually enjoyed the series for what it was worth. And I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been watching any of the newer anime that's been out, but I've seen a lot of people talking about all of these different isekai drama genre, all these type of isekai stories of anime, and I've actually heard of a bunch of others that people like to watch as of recent. I mean, they had Jujutsu Kaisen. I never really cared for it. Baki. I never cared for it. You know, like I said, I'm kind of like part of that older generation of people who actually watched anime back in the day, where the animation wasn't quite stellar, but it had a lot of personality. At least that's the way how I see it. Not saying that the new ones don't have it. It's just that they were a lot. I guess it's because back in the day when we were exposed to it, it was fairly new, and we enjoyed a lot of it. It was something that kind of kept me. It was something that I really felt like was really, really nice. A novel kind of thing to watch. Because I remember like the first time I watched anime, believe it or not, it was Dragon Ball Z. But that was when Ocean had the rights to it, and they were doing the dubbing for the cartoon before it even appeared on Cartoon Network. And prior to that, it was part of the Saturday afternoon segment of animation. Like they had all the original shows. They had all the different types of cartoons and shows like Power Rangers and a few other stuff on Saturdays, followed by Pokemon. And then there was the Marvel Power Hour, which included Iron Man, Fantastic Four, and then after that they had back-to-back episodes of Dragon Ball Z. And they just stuck with those particular original dubbing episodes during the Frieza saga, but it never really went beyond that. It wasn't until Cartoon Network decided to go ahead and bring it over with Funimation Studios. And also, PBS had Sailor Moon. And then also, let's not forget, Speed Racer used to be on Nick at Night. So, and also, anime was pretty much on the Sci-Fi Channel, but it was like in the wee hours of the morning. So when you saw Gigantor, Robotech, all those shows, they were in the wee hours of the morning, like during school hours or getting ready to go to school. Yeah, I mean that's the thing that, like, I was exposed to it at an early age, watching all of that from different networks and different shows. It was never really concentrated in one location. And also, not to mention, the Sci-Fi Channel also had, during the summertime, they had this thing called Anime 94, 95, and they had movies or shows. They had movies that came out, like Area Zero Animation. It was an animated series, but it was actually condensed into a movie series. And then they had another one called Galaxy Express 39. And then they also had Grave of the Fireflies. You had Jinro. Now, there was another animated movie that was really good that I never got a chance to see, and it's called Sword of the Stranger. And even though it's an action story, it had a very good storyline, and the fighting scenes were really good and brutal. Just like Ninja Scroll. Yeah. Just a lot less extravagant. Oh. Man, but I've been pretty tired though for a while too. I've been kind of sleepy too, but I feel a lot more alert now, a little bit more awake now tonight than the last couple of days, because I was just knocked the fuck out. I'm not gonna lie, I was just knocked out, and it was to the point where I woke up 1 hour after I was supposed to get up to go to work one morning, and that was pretty bad. But luckily I was able to do everything, but I had to rush everything just to get to work. So what's my favorite Pokemon season? Oh, that's a good one. My favorite Pokemon season would have to be, well, I can't really say this. I don't know if it counts as a season, but I'll definitely say like the first part of the series when it first came out, with the red, blue, and yellow, or red, green, and yellow being the original 151 Pokemon. and then after when they went to Johto, I kind of stopped following Pokemon after that. And I honestly, I do feel kind of bad for it because I do want to get back into the Pokemon games personally. I haven't played a Pokemon game since Gale of Darkness on the GameCube, and that was way after it came out. I found it at GameStop at a discount price. So I feel pretty bad for them. I feel real bad that I haven't got a chance to really experience the Pokemon games. Now, granted, I know they got plenty of them on the Switch, ranging from, well, the recent Scarlet and Violet. That's one. Then also you have the Sapphire and Diamond versions that are updated. That was done. Then you have the Legends games. And Kalos? What you mean Kalos? Kalos. Oh, you mean Coliseum? No, I haven't played Coliseum. I never got a chance to play Coliseum. But I know that it's coming out on the Nintendo Switch Online and GameCube service for the Switch 2. So maybe when I get my Switch 2 one of these days, I might just have the courage to sign up for the paid service. I get to play it on there. And I never got a chance to finish up Gale of Darkness because I was kind of sifting through different types of games and just playing all of my old GameCube and PlayStation 2 games at the time, which I still have nowadays. Which I still do have, actually. But yeah, I do want to play Coliseum. I mean, if I play Gale of Darkness, I want to play Coliseum as well and really get myself interested in playing these games again. And I have a long list of games that I need to catch up on and play. A long list. And that's pretty much on. Oh, you mean Gen 6 of Pokemon? See, that's the thing. I don't know which generation would Gen 6 Pokemon consist of. Is it the Hoenn region, or is it something else that I'm not aware of? Or is it like Black and White, or X and Y? Because I don't know which one is which nowadays, because I have no idea. There's thousands of new Pokemon that came out since the first series came out, and you know I've been lost in time with all of it. I could barely tell you which Pokemon is which. Hell, if you brought up Scarlet and Violet, I don't even know. Now I remember. That's the thing. I don't know X and Y. I don't know Pokemon XY. I'm gonna be honest with you. See, you're gonna have to help me catch up with it though, because I don't know anything about it since then. All I know is that it has the same premise for you to become a Pokemon master in different regions. I also know that the recent games introduce crystallization and Dynamax. In Sword and Shield had Dynamax, and then crystallizing in the recent Scarlet and Violet games. I know that. But if you're asking me what the names of the Pokemon and who they are, I can't tell you because there's so many going on. There's so many out that I am not familiar with. So if you are a person that's a big Pokemon fan, then you're going to have to be my guy to tell me what's going on with the lore besides Arceus and Giratina. You got to tell me the lore, all the different types of Pokemon, and also the new Pokemon type that they introduced, like Fairy and Dark, and how they play into the mix in terms of weaknesses and strengths, and also the super moves that they might actually have, and the evolutions, the mega evolution forms. There's a whole lot that I need to catch up on. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to be very difficult for me to catch up with any of that stuff immediately. One thing I do know is that Pokemon Legends ZA, that's going to sell very well, and that's definitely going to really make the Switch 2 sell very, very well, because people are going to buy the original version, or they're going to buy the Switch 2 version, which has better performance, and they're going to make sure that the game sells incredibly well and sell plenty of Switch 2 units. Yeah, going back to Switch talk. yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't got a chance to play with a lot of the games anyway, but I'm interested. I'm still very much interested in playing a lot of those games, but it's been a while actually. I barely even have time for me to play a bunch of the games that I have currently. Here, let me show you something. Oh damn. All right, this isn't really much, but I'm gonna show you this gaming selection that I have. Now you really can't see it, but all these games here, these are the ones that I've already completed. Oh, hold on, I'm sorry. All right, so what I was saying was, these are the games that I've completed so far for my Nintendo Switch. Maybe with the exception of this, but you can never really beat Tetris. So, at least I can go down the list on all the games I have completed so far. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Oh, jeez. Okay. I guess I'll just start off with this one. I just completed this game recently, and actually, I have all of the games of Xenoblade. Starting with the first one. That was one of the first games I purchased. Finished it. Love it. Amazing. Yes, I do. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, this one here, I actually had to find it second. I actually found it at GameStop, and I just so happened that when I did find it, I was very elated. Unfortunately, it was like, dang, I can't believe it. It's hard for me to find this game because I was looking for it in Walmart, Target, and a bunch of other places, but they didn't have the game available. Unfortunately, I didn't like that, and plus, I didn't like the idea of actually having to download the game because I already have the Switch. Because I wanted the physical copy of this. This is something I want to preserve. So I have this. Now, this, on the other hand, I actually bought the game. I bought this DLC, which actually cost like $40, but I've actually bought it for double the price. But by the time I got my Switch, those two games already came out, and it was long gone because it was a launch game, but it wasn't an evergreen title. So unfortunately, you didn't see it in any of the stores anymore. So that was messed up. But I bought this game immediately as soon as it came out, probably like a day or two later, within a week, and I played the hell out of this one consistently. And which leads to this one. This came out on the Wii U, and then this came out on the Switch in February or March of this year. And I completed every single one of them. And I would definitely say this is my favorite franchise so far in my Nintendo Switch library. I mean, I like RPGs in general, so can't hate on that. Which is why I love them all. Now, what about the other games that I have that I've beaten? So I have this one here, and I bought this. And let's see. I've actually beat this game in less than 5 days, But it was such a deep, involving game, and it was really fun. But just going back to play it, I don't know. It didn't seem like there was really much of an incentive for me to go back and play this game after I went through the main quest, and then once I fought against Diablo, then I went to the Reaper of Souls DLC, fought that, and whatever else they actually had here too. Maybe I've actually missed out on a couple of other things though, but I might go back and play this eventually. But I was a monk, and I was kicking a lot of ass in that game. Trials of Mana. I've been meaning to beat this. I've been meaning to finish it. I've been meaning to get this game, and I managed to get it. I'm actually glad I did. And it's a fun game. I really enjoyed it. I know it's probably not the most. I'm pretty sure it's not. It's probably not one of the most well-defined combat game, but it was really, really fun to play. And I like the fact that you could just select 3 of your characters, and you can see their stories converge together while you have the other characters being NPCs. It was really fun, and I enjoyed it. So I've beaten this game, and I've actually beaten this game. But, you know, I would like to complete the game in its entirety, but I was in a rush. But I would definitely say I was really glad that I got a chance to play this Super Mario 3D World when it came out on the Wii U. I never really had a chance to play it, but it was a really solid game. And Bowser's Fury, it seemed like it came off as more of a template for what's to come with the new Mario game, but we shouldn't be worrying about that now anymore, because now we have Donkey Kong Bonanza coming out in July, and that's going to be a very fun-loving game you can definitely appreciate and play. And you can definitely say that it has all of the elements of Mario Odyssey. I played a good bit of Tetris 99. I'm good with puzzle games, with the best of my ability. That's all you need to know. Okay. This is actually a very good game. Very, very good game, and I enjoyed every minute of it. I thought it was amazing to see that I was able to get this game in the comfort of my own hands, and I was able to beat this game. Again, I didn't get a chance to complete it in its entirety because there's so many endings to explore. I think like 26 endings, or maybe more than that. It goes by alphabet. But it's a legendary series. I love it. Oh, that is not even all of my games that I have. So, a little context with this one. If you grew up during the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 era, this game came out. And this game actually had a very complicated history, but it also had some very important key players. You had Kurt Schilling of 38 Studios, who actually brought this game to life. But this also had Todd McFarlane and Ken Ralston of Elder Scrolls Oblivion working on this game. This is an action RPG that takes place in a fantasy setting that was really good, especially for its time. It had some really robust gameplay, and it was nice. And I didn't get a chance to get the DLC for this one, mainly because I was just rushing to go ahead and finish up the other games. Alright. This is one of my favorite games. I really enjoyed playing this. I had nothing but good things to say about this game, and this game had a lot of memorable moments. It was my first Bayonetta game too, but I do intend on getting the other 2 games eventually. This is something that I really think should be in... Oh yeah, they did publish it. Cool. They published it, and yeah. And Sega published it too. Yep. Now, what's this one? Alright, and what's this one right here? Okay. So this is getting into Atlas territory per se. This is a game that came out on the Wii U, and I was very curious about it when it was first aired. I never got a chance to play it, but luckily I was able to find the game at one of my local bookstores, and I decided to snatch it up for $45.95. I was able to get this game, and I played it for an extended period of time. And visually speaking, it's a visually nice looking game, and the gameplay is turn-based combat. And if you like games like this, I can assure you that you would actually enjoy it. Now, granted, it does incorporate Fire Emblem characters if you ever played Fire Emblem, but it's tied to the entire story. Well, here's the thing, Pete. I have a game. This is pretty much my gaming. Well, I see what you're talking about. If I can make exclusively a gaming channel where I do playthroughs and all that, that's what I want to do on this channel here. But it's kind of hard to do at the moment. Somewhat, I could try, but my biggest issue right now is that I don't think I could probably live stream my Switch, because I think I need extra equipment for that. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I have to know it until I try. Now, this is another game that I have, Metroid Dread. You know, the funny thing about it is that when I played these games, I didn't stop playing them until I finished them. It took me a while for me to. It took me a while for me to finish this game because I was stuck in one little place. I stopped for a little bit, then I went back and played. It, and I finished it. But this is definitely one of the best games that came out, and one of the better Metroid games that came out in recent years. Now, right here, Dragon Quest XI. S. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful game. Now, this came out on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and visually it looked a lot better. But when the Switch came out, they had to build the game up from the ground up. Nintendo handled the publishing parts up, had the publishing rights to it, and this is one of my favorite. This is actually a very solid Dragon Quest game. This is the second Dragon Quest game that I played since Dragon Quest VIII on the PS2. And I beat that game as well, and I loved it. And this one here, I love it more. And the last game that I finished up is this one, Shin Megami Tensei 5. Now, you might see this one again, but in a different format. But you might see this again, except slightly different in terms of the cover. But there's a reason for that if you're not familiar with it. This is a game that I'm currently playing now. Well, technically, I already finished this original one. This is what they call the vanilla version. I finished this one up, and I loved every minute of it. It was my first Shin Megami Tensei game, and for me, I just wish that maybe in the foreseeable future that I can revisit this version again, because there are some charm to it that we can establish now due to the development cycle of this game and how it was received in comparison to the director's cut version. Now, IShowSpeed have a very, very strong personality. I'm very mellow compared to him. And he's a good dude, too. He really is. He's a solid kid. But you know what? Like I said, my time with fame and success is long gone. But it's okay, though. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to matter all that much to me, because I also acknowledge the fact that, hey, I still have a dedicated base of people that still takes a strong interest in me. And that is only just me, myself, and I. So let's see. All right. Okay. So as you can see, that was the games that I completed. Now, these are some of the games that I have yet to finish up, or haven't even opened yet. Where do I start? All right. Remember what I was telling you about that Shin Megami Tensei 5 game? So this is the Vengeance version. This is the director's cut of the original game. The difference is that this contains extra content, a separate story, actually, and this came with a pretty nice case too. I mean, look at this. Shoot. Here's a download code as well. Yeah, and it comes with a download code for some additional type of pre-order content, like the Sacred Treasures and everything, which I already acquired. And they've also added in some other content to make the game a little bit more easier for navigation and traveling. So I have this, and I'm currently playing that right now, and I want to finish that up before I move on to the next game I'm going to show you. I'm at the very end of this game. Okay, I'm at the very end of this game. It's just that I'm stuck on the final boss, per se. And I know there's some extra story elements with that. But what I need to do is just basically have the courage to go back, go through the tedium, fight the final boss, and beat it. Shouldn't take me too long if I dedicate myself to it. But this is a very solid game too. I actually got this from somebody, and this person finished the game up. I just paid him a few bucks, and lo and behold, I love every minute of it. I'm actually glad that I was able to get the game. I actually went back and played a good bit of it, and I gotta admit, it's kind of something. It is something. So, oh, there's another one right here. Oh, and also the Shin Megami Tensei game, it also comes with this. Shin Megami Tensei 3, Nocturne. This came out on the PlayStation 2, actually. But this is a remastered version that contains both the original and the Maniacs version, which includes Dante from Devil May Cry. And it's really interesting. And I really like, and I haven't got a chance to play this yet, but this is probably going to be a game that's going to be much harder to play compared to the Shin Megami Tensei 5. But this is pretty much for seasoned RPG players. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. I started playing this game, and I'm definitely going to go ahead and finish this one up. This will take some time, though, because it does have the monster collection kind of aspect, like Pokemon, but I don't know, it just seems like it was really well regarded when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it myself. I just think that maybe it's going to take me a while for me to really get better acclimated with the game and the content behind it. But that's just me saying it. Now, jeez. Oh, and also, jeez. I have this. I haven't opened this one yet, but it seems to me like I'm gonna have a lot of this Atlas gaming that I need to finish up playing before I move on to the other stuff. So I think that's gonna be my main goal. I think once I finish up Vengeance, go back and play this, I'm gonna have to start on both of these games immediately. And that's gonna delay me from actually completing my first year Switch games, which would have to be Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey. And I feel real bad about it. And let me see something. So those are my next games I'm going to be finishing up. But what about the other stuff that they have too? Let's begin. Now look, I know a lot of people might complain about the Witcher 3 port for the Switch, but it's not a bad port. What the developers did by putting all the entire game in one cartridge, all the DLC with all the sacrifices put into place, I say that's a very remarkable achievement, a very powerful crowning achievement. It's one of those things where we went through this whole impossible port kind of thing. Oh yeah, it is. I mean, I played a good bit of it. So I played a little bit of it, at least like the very beginning chapters of the game, and so far I really enjoyed it. And I'm definitely going to go back and play this indefinitely. So that'll be one of the next games I need to go ahead and revisit once I finish up the other ones. Let me see. What else is next? Astral Chain. Alright. The same people that made Bayonetta is behind this game. And this is a Nintendo-owned property too. It's an action game, and you play as police officers that control these creatures called legions that allows them to interact and actually take care of business. And it's a very fun game. I just haven't had a chance to finish this game as of yet, but I'm definitely going to be revisiting this eventually. Let me see what else they have. Alright, here's another one. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This game is kind of rough in many aspects, but it's still a solid game. I haven't had a chance to. I played like the first part, and I got to the second boss, and I'm having a little trouble fighting him. But I do intend to go back and play this game as well, because it has a very nice stylized type of aesthetic, and I'm actually a fan of the developer's work. I mean, Shadows of the Dam, that was actually a solid game. Lollipop Chainsaw, that was very good. But let's not forget one of my favorites that came out, and that would be Killer 7. To me, that was like the OG Grasshopper Manufacturer style game. Now, No More Heroes, it's a fine series. It's a good series. But I actually found it, but you know, the premise of this game is probably going to be pretty standard fare, but I'm looking forward to replaying this whenever I get the chance. Yes, I did actually. I did have Pokemon games. So for the Game Boy, I've actually had Pokemon Red. That was my first Pokemon game. My cousin was very obsessed with it, and that's what compelled me to be obsessed with it as well. Well, at least in my mindset, I was obsessed. But I wasn't like a big Pokemaniac like my cousin. But I did absorb a lot of the information, and I did watch the first cartoon when it first came out, which you can still see on Amazon Prime or Tubi. And I was really enjoying, and when I played Pokemon Red, Pokemon Red was my first role-playing game that I played too, at least Japanese role-playing game in its entirety. Prior to that, I've only tasted a little bit of it by playing Final Fantasy VIII at my friend's house back in high school, and then prior to that, I played Baldur's Gate on the PC which wasn't the RPG kind of game that I was accustomed to or that I was familiar with. But it was different. I never finished it, unfortunately. And I still have the disc, which doesn't have a lot of value anymore since I don't have a. No, actually, I do have a. I can still play CDs in the game. Okay, never mind. Never mind that. But I did have Pokemon Red, and you can't even imagine how many times I played that game and went through the game countless times. The first time I played it, I picked Bulbasaur as my starter Pokemon, and then when I deleted my file and I went to go play it again, I went to try out Squirtle, and then I tried Charmander. So I went through it multiple times. But the only problem that I had is some Pokemon were not accessible due to the whole exclusive Pokemon on 2 different versions. So I didn't have my cousin to where we could just link up and share Pokemon on both versions, which really sucked. But I did experiment with some of the other things like the Misino trick, which corrupted my game anyway. Looking back on it, it was terrible. Like the first time you used Misino, you had a very high powered stat, and then when you used it after it went off in battle, it just became I think it just went into just your usual Pidgey or Pidgeotto or something like that. I don't remember. But then there was also another thing where even if you max out your Pokemon, you can still get their stats up by increments if you just keep playing with these characters over and over again. So, okay, so X, Y, and Z. I wanted to ask you, so X, Y, and Z, which one is that again? Which one is that? Because I know Black and White had N as a villain. But which one was X and Y again, if you don't mind me asking? Was that the one where they introduced Giratina in the game, or was that an earlier version? Which one is that again? But anyway, this is the rest of the library of games that I have on my Switch right here. Oh, shit. I got stacks of these. And I got stacks. Yeah, we're talking about Pokemon. Pro Gamer was actually mentioning that the animated Pokemon season that's the best is X, Y, and Z with the Mega Evolutions. And I'm like, because like I said, like I haven't really watched Pokemon in a long time since the original versions, and when they went into Johto, when they went to the Johto region after that, and they introduced Togepi. But I wasn't really like crazy about it. I wasn't very familiar with it. But after that, I just kind of lost interest in watching any of the stuff. But I still kind of look at it and say to myself, you know, I do want to go ahead and replay these games again. And I do want to go ahead and play some of these games now. Since then. But also I was showing off my Switch collection as well. So I have a bunch of games that I was showing off. But, you know, it's going to take the whole night to show everybody what kind of games I have. Which is fine, but, you know, I think it's probably better for me to just kind of take it in strides, like talking about it. I got too many games I need to pick up and play. Damn, I'm overwhelmed. Microids. Oh, okay. Outworld Inhabitants. Okay, good. Yeah, those are the good ones apparently. So those are the ones with the Mega Evolutions. I'm assuming that the stories were actually good. Am I going to get the Switch? Am I going to get the Switch 2? Yes. Right now, I'm just waiting on a particular requirement for me to get, and this is my own personal restriction that I'm putting myself on. Once I get that particular event taking place, that's when I'm going to get my Switch 2. I would like to get it right now, and I don't mind getting it right now. I can afford to. It's just that right now, I just want to put myself under restriction. Plus, I have a crap load of Switch games I want to go ahead and enjoy and play before my Switch runs out. And thank you, Pro. I appreciate you. I really do. So I want to ask y'all, where are y'all from anyway, though? I think one of y'all said you're from the Czech Republic. What about? I'm trying to figure out which one is from the Czech Republic, and then what about the rest of y'all? Where y'all from? Yeah. While y'all tell me that, y'all can see me put my game back up. Let me see something right quick. Oh, and don't mind the screen. I mean, that's just me putting on some ambient music in the background. Jeez, man. I got so many damn games, it's not even funny. Oh, you're from India? And you're from New Mexico? Cool, cool. I like that. New Mexico and India, nice. Which part of India are you from, my friend? And which part of New Mexico are you from, my brother? My friend? Beautiful. All right. And yeah, I usually keep the Switch. I usually carry my Switch with me to work. I guess it's kind of weird, huh? Hearing that. You get to take your Switch to work. Dock and everything. Well, I don't really touch it nearly as much as I usually do. But it's okay, though. Oi. I knew that was going to happen. If you're planning on buying a wireless controller, pay very close attention to the box. Because apparently I didn't do a good job checking the box. It said wired, mappable buttons, and headset input. And that's at the bottom right here. Don't be like me. Don't be this guy. But it matches with the screen, with the dock. It's Animal Crossing theme. I have an Animal Crossing themed Switch with Joy-Cons. I have no qualms about it. I think it's beautiful. I love it. Though you're not going to see me play any games for now, I'll just be sitting on the thing just talking. I'm just getting this all set up for tomorrow, since I'll be off again tomorrow, and all I want to do is just basically just kind of sit down and just catch up on some of the gaming. Now, whether or not I'm going to be streaming it is another thing, which might be a bit time consuming, but we shall see. Oh, jeez. There we go. Oh, you know what? I was stupid. My bad. Let's see. 10 worst rated PS1 games? No. And here we go. And Elite Cozy Place. Oh, you know what?
I remember those biochem notes. Dozens of pages of incoherent rambling.
Thanks. It's a Mac. Can just create key points.
Lucknow, Clovis.
Look at the big brain
Let me
on
see.
Kevin.
With bugs, the struggle is real. That's why you need Zevo
Clovis.
Traps. Zevo
Where
attracts
exactly
and
is
traps
Clovis
bugs
in New Mexico,
24/7
anyway?
using a blue and UV light with no odor and no mess for effortless protection. Zevo, people friendly,
And
bug
you're from
deadly.
Lucknow, India. How far is that from the southern part, from Tamil? But I will tell you this, though. I will be back streaming tomorrow. So, I will be back doing a live stream tomorrow. I might do it a little earlier than normal. We'll see. We'll see. Try to do a little exercise in the morning too. I kind of neglect actually doing it. I usually, when I get up in the morning to go to work, normally what I would do is that I would just do like maybe 10 push-ups and that's about it. 20 push-ups and that's about it. But I should be a little bit more feverishly, I should be more feverish in doing it. So if I do like maybe 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, and maybe 10 squats in the morning to kind of help get my juices going, then I would probably say I'll be in much better mood and much better shape. The push-ups actually helps out considerably because it does help out with my muscle definition as well. And it gives me a little bit of a burst of energy because I'm actually doing some work instead of just walking around with my feet all day. As for what I do for a living, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I do, but I think the biggest hint I can give you is that it's probably one of the best jobs in the world. And I love every minute of it. I might have there might be some days where it's really busy, but it's always going to be very rewarding. There's always opportunities for us to continue to move upward and grow. It's great. And I'm around good people. It's never really a dull moment. And the times you get winding down, well, I'm a married man. So I have a girlfriend. I mean, I had girlfriends in the past, but now I'm married, so I have a wife. And we've been married for I think we've been married since 2021. Yeah. We've been married since 2021, so it's been 4 years since we've been married. And we have this house together. So we've been together for this long. And she's currently working right now, so she'll be getting home later on tonight. But by the time she gets home, I mean, I'll be off here anyway, and I'll be going to sleep. Mainly because I might be real tired, or I might just turn off and I might be occupied playing a game, waiting for her at home. But it's a good feeling. It really is. You know, both of us work really hard. And both of us just basically just try to take every day one day at a time. And thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. I really do. I never really thought that I would actually get to this point in life. I'll be honest with you. The thing that kind of kills me is that a lot of people tend to take relationships for granted. And their partners for granted too, because they fail to realize that when it comes to relationships, communication is always of utmost importance. For many of us, when you get into a relationship, that I becomes a we. So now you have to come to the realization that you got to deal with another person in your life that you have to communicate with every single day and be transparent. Especially, and it's a lot, but and also another thing is that when people get into relationships really young, I mean, it's always going to be difficult because you're always going to be learning about stuff. You're always going to be learning about each other, and you never truly learn about the person in their entirety. But like I said, communication is always going to be important. And if you two can really trust each other, y'all can maintain a healthy relationship going forward. And that's how it is. But it seems like there's been an influx of people who have not been able to at least emotionally and mentally mature themselves to that particular point in life when it comes to getting into relationships. They still adhere to this idea that they need to be kind of selfish about certain things, rather than being able to at least communicate and converse and talk things over. Find a nice little medium, a happy medium in some cases. Or you can also do the other old expression, happy wife, happy life, right? Not bad, actually, not bad whatsoever. Oh, and this seems like a pretty familiar thing to me because I'm very accustomed to talking about stuff like this when I first started doing, like, making content on YouTube and did live stream it as well. So this is a very familiar format for me, and but it feels kind of good because back in the day I was able to at least get some thoughts out of my head, but talking about things on a very surface level was kind of the thing that I've always done. But nowadays I've matured a good bit. I've learned a lot more about myself over time, and things have been very good to me. So I hope that this is an ongoing thing going forward, and I really hope that I'm able to at least I can continue onward on a really good trajectory going forward. And I know that I'm being very verbose at the moment, and it's kind of hard for me to articulate myself in a manner that it's easy to digest and easy to understand, but it's I'm just going to say it feels good doing this right now. And I think the more that I do this, the more I'm able to articulate myself, and the better I will be in the future. It's kind of heartwarming, really. You know, I've seen maybe one episode of Attack on Titan, but see, that's the thing about me right now. Like, if I try to get into something that I haven't watched in a long, long time, I don't really have the motivation to really go back and watch anything. I would literally have to go and enjoy it with somebody that actually enjoys something. Like for instance, I wasn't, I've actually lost a lot of interest in watching animated movies or animated anything in general, mainly because nothing interests me anymore. Like, I think the last time I watched a cartoon that I was really invested in watching was the Boondocks. But after that, I didn't really find anything appealing to watch over time. But when my wife and I, we started watching, she's big into animated movies. So when we started watching animated movies together, I started to find more of an interest in it, more so because she's interested in it. Because if it weren't for her, I'd probably be skipping out on so many different animated movies and TV shows. As far as anime is concerned, I haven't really come across anybody that I told a lot of people that I would have to watch it with you, because I needed to watch it with somebody that enjoys that stuff for me to really appreciate it, or at least enjoy it the way I intended to do. But I watched maybe like the first 2 episodes of Attack on Titan when it first came out, but I lost interest in it a long time ago. But I don't mind checking it out eventually. It might be something I'll eventually watch and revisit, maybe when it's available on Tubi or Amazon Prime, because that's the only subscription. Because Tubi is free. I can watch it anytime I want if it's on there. But as far as Amazon Prime, I have to pay a subscription, but that's probably the only subscription that I have. I don't have Netflix, I don't have Hulu, I don't have Max, I don't have Disney, I don't have any of the other streaming services. It's really funny because there was supposed to be an opportunity for you to just not having to pay for anything anymore, like in terms of having a big $200 bill a month, paying for satellite or digital cable. But now it's 5 times more expensive if you have all of these different services together. But it seems to me that Verizon and a couple of other services have some of these bundle packages now where you can watch where they actually have bundled multiple different streaming services so you can watch for free. Like I know with one of the satellite services, if you get the premium package, you get to have HBO Max for free. But I think with my phone service, I think it's supposed to be Stars, Prime, and Paramount. I think all under one subscription plan if you use the service. I don't know the details. I might have to go take a look at it. And then Crunchyroll has pretty much taken up all anime now, so it's pretty much like a compendium for all things anime. So there's no competition from different services. But I would like to go ahead and watch Attack on Titan maybe one of these days. But like I said, I would have to watch it with somebody that appreciates the stuff entirely. I would like to travel around the world one of these days, but it's going to be a little tricky nowadays, especially with the current environment that we're in at the moment. So, but I would like to travel around the world. I'm a little bit more motivated to do that now. Plus, got a passport now, so I really have I have to make use of it eventually within a 10-year cycle. It'd be nice to check out different areas like the Caribbeans, or maybe some places in Europe, maybe in South Asia, in the South Asian or East Asian regions, pretty much anywhere, just for the hell of it. Well, yeah. Oh, me being buff? Nah. I try to keep myself in shape. That's the thing. But I do have to keep myself in shape for my line of work that I do. So that's kind of the gist that I have to contend with. The thing that kills me is that it's kind of hard to keep yourself motivated to do it. And it's not just exercising on a daily basis, but it's also like it's also the eating habits too. Because it's easy to get fat. It's easy to have all that food just kind of go away and just prolapse, and you have like this big pear body, just this pear body killing me, you know? So it's something that you have to maintain. And for someone my age, it's much harder to maintain because your metabolism does weaken over time. But luckily for me, it's a fairly constant thing. So I'm able to at least maintain my metabolism with the best of my, surprisingly, with the consistency of a person in your 20s. But apparently maybe within the next year and down the line that will completely drop, but we'll see. Because from my side of the family, from my dad's side of the family, the genetics is actually pretty strong. And on my mom's side of the family, with her brothers, all of them are pretty thin. Well, you have a lot of metabolism, so you're in a really good position to just keep yourself in shape at all times, I was a teenager at one point, so I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to be really, really slender. Like when I was in middle school or high school, like when I was in middle school, I was in the tip-top shape of my life. Like I literally ran circles around people because I used to run track, right? and I was just boom, 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 like a cartoon character from Looney Tunes, like Speedy Gonzales, or maybe like Speedy Gonzales or the Roadrunner, meep meep, or zipping past people. Staying motivated is, well, here's the thing, like you guys are in, both of y'all are pretty much in a very good tip. Both of y'all in early or young, so y'all have a much better time being able to keep yourselves in shape. The only thing you're going to have to do is just kind of motivate yourself during the summertime. Oh, hey, Crying Orange, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. And I was fat as heck when I got to like 2 feet tall, and I'm looking like you. So what did you do exactly? So Crazy Bear, what did you do? Did you start working out a little bit more, or was it just like a natural thing that made, or did you change your eating habits? Did you work out more? Or was it just something that naturally happened to you over time? Like when you got a little 2 feet taller, you started to slim down and your body started coming in. I used to regularly tune in your stream like 10 years ago when you were streaming as Big Brother We on Minicam. Whoa. Wow. I can't believe that. Okay, the name doesn't quite resonate with me though, but wait, hold on. I may remember you. Oh yeah, I do remember you now, Stanley. I remember you. Wow. Whoa, damn. No fucking way. No fucking way. Yeah. Wow. This is crazy. And wait, hold on for a sec. You were hitting puberty, Crazy Bear, so you're drinking more water than I was at middle school football and track. Dude, that's amazing, Crazy Bear. So that's really good. Your genetics is actually very strong. And Crying Orange, yes, I do remember you now. I pretty much remember you. The Stanley name does kick in. 10 years ago. That's been a while. 10 years ago. Yep. 2015. I remember. Well, it's been 10 years. And so much has happened to me. So I'm going to give you the rundown of what's going on with me right now. The place you see that I'm in right now, this is the house that my wife and I, we have together. We bought this house together. Also, I have a career that I really love, and I am really enjoying life for what it's worth. And yeah, that's pretty much a summation of it. Wow. See, this is one of the... let me see. And you're 29 years old now. Yeah, so you were 19 when we first interacted with each other. But what about you? I mean, it's been 10 years since we've interacted with each other. So I'm pretty sure you've came a long way as well. I mean, I'm pretty sure you became a multi-millionaire entrepreneur mogul or something. Why don't you tell me what's going on with you? Yeah, you were 12 years old at the time, yeah. Yeah, I remember that now. Wow. And I know that I haven't been... oh, you've been engaged to your wife? You got your first rental property? Are you doing real estate, or are you like a real... do you do real estate, or are you just basically build apartments and houses? Yeah, again, this is gonna be your first time as a homeowner. I would assume. Oh, you're in tech. What are you, like a cybersecurity, or you're doing like basically you're doing programming of some sort? Combat sports trainer, and you started competing. Man, this has been strange. This is crazy. And how's that working out for you right now? You're just managing like an AI data team. So you keep yourself in shape and you keep yourself fit while kicking people's butt. Oh, there's no money in it. I mean, you can still keep it as a hobby. At least you can keep yourself in shape in the process, or at least do something in your spare time. You're an old man. You're not old, bruh, because I'm 10 years older than you. So I'm an old man around here. But I'm glad to see you actually became out like a rose, and you're doing really well for yourself. It's very incredible getting to see people get reacquainted, and we're starting to see familiar faces popping up. Oh, you have high cholesterol. When the last time you've been to the doctor? Yeah, that's another thing though. Like, we have to get annual checkups, but we don't have to. You're gonna start eating healthy again. That's kind of hard to do. I would be honest with you. Like back in 2015, I think like back in 2013 to 2015, I did a very good job keeping myself from drinking soda and everything. I've actually avoided it pretty much outright up until a certain point where I decided to go ahead and start drinking stuff again. But let me give you some hints on what to do with that. I'm not sure if you're familiar with. You ever try sparkling water? Because that's a pretty good supplement for you to stop drinking. So here's the thing. Like, what exactly are some of your dietary routines? Yeah, we all learn the hard way. And Crazy Bear, don't get old like us. I mean, when I went in with my new career that I have right now, I mean, I had to take like 22 weeks of training. And, so you're making your own sandwiches and snacking on fruits instead of fried stuff. Yeah, that's a very good idea. But if you still want to crave meat, I would still suggest just making grilled or baked foods, because it's a lot healthier than having to indulge in fried foods. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I do have for my age, I'm still very healthy, and that's actually considered to be remarkable for someone, like from a physician. My cholesterol comes from my genes. My family has high cholesterol in general, but I want to make sure I don't need to take higher doses of cholesterol meds. I was under control until I had to move to my current place. You stress eat, yeah. Well, you know what I do? You know what I've been doing recently? Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm not really the best person for advice with stuff like that, because I've actually retreated back to this indulgence of eating very unhealthy foods as much as I like to, as much as I really enjoy, consuming some of the stuff I have. But I've been cooking, actually. I do cook. So I do know how to make food. And I don't mean just burgers and steak and all that jazz. I'm talking about actual food. Like, I'm able to make baked potatoes. I'm able to make, rice. I'm able to make beans. I'm able to make all kinds of stuff. And I'm also able to make very healthy salads, which is something that I take pride in. It's probably one of the weirdest combinations. It's probably one of the weirdest things that I've actually had before, but I like the idea of being able to maintain my health as well, especially with the line of work that I do, because they do emphasize on the idea of keeping your health up. Now, the other thing that I need to really move back away from would have to be eating fast food. And I'm a very guilty person of that. And crying, oh yeah, I see you. You're on Twitch too. Oh, okay. I'm doing both. I'm streaming on both platforms. I'm actually trying out the multi-platform, the multi-stream thing on this application that I'm using called Prism. And another thing is that the fucking ulcers are killing me. I don't want to keep... And the other thing is that I don't take vitamins or anything like that. So I don't pop pills in my mouth like talking about it. Oh, you're giving up your agency to your wife? Like, how so exactly? Is she the one that's actually doing like all the health decisions? She gets to control my food because I keep giving myself cheat days when I do it on my own. You know, it's actually kind of funny you say that though, because my wife, she cooks really healthy food, but also she's very health conscious, especially with her own personal health that she wants to regulate, and she's extremely healthy, especially for her age. And program a legend. What's my favorite year of my life? Oh, that's a good question. Ooh. I mean, I don't want to say it's, around this time of year because that would just give me some kind of bias in terms of my current situation. I think I would say the best time of year that I've actually had in my life was probably my senior year in high school. I think that's probably one of my favorite years because, and if it's not that, I would probably say my years as a child when I was like, when I didn't even start school. I think when I was like 3, 4, 5 years old, it was just the most carefree period of my life. Plus, times were a lot more magical back in the day. Hey, what's up? What's going on, Hugo? Good to see you. How's life treating you, my friend? And she decides to eat or not, because you always ask, can I have a snack? Oh. So wait, how exactly does she keep you from getting snacks? I mean, does she hit you with a ladle or something like that? Or does she lock up the kitchen? Or does she lock up the pantry? Does she buy snacks? Or does she make the food for you now? And I'm good, Hugo. What about you? How's everything with you, my friend? And did I ever play football? No, I haven't. I never played football. I haven't played football in like the longest time. Well, no, I never played football, period. Now, which football are you playing? Talking about American football, or are you talking about actual football, aka soccer is what we call it over here? So, what exactly is the routine with your wife? Like, does she cook the food for you to take to work? Or does she also give you, like, exercise regimen, too? I'm the best YouTuber? Nah. They got so many other people on YouTube and Twitch that's 10 times better than I am because I gave up on the idea of seeking any kind of recognition or fame on any of these social media platforms. And I'm not the best American YouTuber either. I think the people that are the best are the ones that make the money and the ones that are actually living their life and being able to at least take advantage of it. I'm a very minimalistic person. I just like to bring myself back to the art of communication with the rest of the people, if people still listen to me. Me cool? Yeah, I like to believe I'm cool. Thank you, but I don't know. There's people that's better than me. Maybe I'm just downplaying myself, but it is what it is. Let me see. No food or fatty food. I don't have enough of a problem where I start sneaking food. Sneaking food? Now you gotta tell me the rest of that story, my man. You prep food yourself, and whenever I'm feeling snacky or want to eat fast food, I'll run it by her, and she says, no, I just don't do it. So, well, here's the thing. Have you ever tried experimenting with cooking foods yourself? Because that's what I did, when I first started. Because the thing is this, though, like, I started learning how to cook. Me good. I don't know, man. I mean, I have a long journey ahead. Well, here's the thing. I like to believe I'm a good person. And I like to do good for humanity. But it's kind of like an ongoing struggle to really be the best person I can be. Oh, you have an air fryer, so I just moved in this month, but we're still balancing our budget to see where groceries fit in. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at. Because I've been in your position myself. Now, to give you some kind of context with me, and I'm pretty sure you probably dealt with this yourself. Oh, vegetable-filled sandwiches and ham slices and fruits or snacks. Okay, so here's one thing that I can do for a stream one day. I could possibly start a stream where I could take it upon myself to make like maybe some kind of breakfast regimen for yourself so that you could build a little bit more of that health conscious thing. Now, another thing that I wanted to ask you is this: do you do any regular exercises during the as well? Is that like a routine that you do? Because before I get up in the morning, I usually try to do at the minimum 20 push-ups, and that'll help me go through the day. I'm terrible I should be doing it regularly myself, but based on the kind of work schedule that I have, all I do is that when I get up in the morning, I do 20 push-ups. That's it. Now, ideally speaking, I should be doing 20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, and 20 squats. And if I do that every single day, that would keep me in a solid shape. That would be really cool. But as you can see, I'm going to show you. Because I don't even think I'm in the best position to talk to you about health and all that crap. I mean, as you can see here, this is what I look like right now. I may look like I'm in shape, but that's not really the case here. Well, I'm in good shape, but not in the best shape, like talking about it. If I was in the best shape, I would probably be super muscular. I would be like a little bit more muscular, and I would probably have higher level of stamina, but that's not the case anymore. And actually, you know what? Maybe I can actually do this too while we're at it. Being able to interact with you guys. Oh, shit. Yeah. Well, yeah. But like I said, the line of work that I do right now, we have to go through 22 weeks of training. So you're talking about every single day we have to do physical training and keep our body in shape the whole time. So now I'm pretty much in a better shape than what I was beforehand. I may not be ripped. I don't really have abs or muscles like talking about it. But what I do have right now is the motivation to continue on, making myself the best person I can be, motivated wise, and make sure that I'm the best person that I can achieve a better results in terms of my mental, emotional, and physical health. It's not easy. I can readily admit that. But oh, here it is. Yeah. Now, I mean, that's another thing too. Like, I had a couple of other ideas that I wanted to pursue in the process. Let me see something right quick. Yeah, there was some other issues. There were some other things that I like to do and pursue as well. Like, for instance, when I moved into this house, I wanted to go ahead and start doing like martial arts and actually take up Muay Thai or something like that, but never got around to do it because it seemed like everything takes a lot of money. Oh, and speaking of which, when it comes to like budgetary issues and such, what's up, backyard? Talking's kind of fun. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. How was everything with you? Yeah, so, but also as far as like that, for budgetary reasons, you know, for your house and everything, have I played talkie? No, I never played talkie. What is Talkie anyway, though? How do you play it? Everybody's telling me about these really strange games I never knew. Oh, since chat's mostly here, I think it's done. I think it might be easier for me to be here. So I've been told. Oh, shit. What's this? Yeah. You text AI. Oh, I have kept up a game in Crying Orange. In fact, I have a Nintendo Switch, and I have over 100 games I need to complete, and I just finished up playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, and now I'm going back to play Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, and I already finished up the vanilla version over a year ago, and now I'm going to go ahead and finish up the Vengeance version, then I gotta go back and play Bravely Default. Thoughts on the Switch 2? So, I know there's a lot of controversy about the Switch 2. I'm still gonna get it, because, you know, I know the controversy of the game key cards is a bit of an issue, but, oh, you heading out? Good night, catch your stream next, bro. Alright, Crazy Bear, it's really good seeing you, man, and I hope to hear from you next time. Good night to you. So, with the Switch 2, I understand that people are complaining about the key card situation, and it seems kind of dubious because we thought that maybe we could probably see Nintendo being like the last bastion for maintaining physical media in the major console race, but I still would like to go ahead and play. I still want to go ahead and get it anyway because there's still a bevy of games, and not to mention they tend to undersell the aspect of the backwards compatibility stuff. Outside of the technological aspects of including mouse controls, DLSS technology within it, I would definitely say that the backwards compatibility part for older Switch games seems like a nice little novelty, even if it's not. And what I'm talking about is really not really just like the Switch 2 editions or the upgraded editions. I'm talking about like when you put in an old Switch game on a Switch 2, you might see some notable improvements in terms of a lock frame rate on certain games. Now, preferably, there are some games that's going to require that you would like to see have more like an updated version or a upgraded version. Like, imagine The Witcher 3 actually having a Switch 2 version or an upgraded version where you get to have and enjoy 60 frames per second, better resolution and graphics and all that jazz. What's up, Hugo? Have I ever played Talkie on stream? So, how do I play Talkie on stream exactly? How do you do that? And I've never played MLB The Show. I'm not really big into playing baseball games, but I've seen it. I've seen the game. I've seen people play the game at my work, and it looks like fun. But I don't know if it's something that I would particularly like be able to play. But it looks like it'd be really fun to have to play with friends. I would say that. But Hugo, how exactly do you play Talkie on stream? I don't think I'm able to do that on my Prism app. I think a lot of people feel that way because the game industry has changed so much to the point where the trajectory of the game industry has changed a lot. Now, granted, there were some games like a lot of the games that are being carried for the newer generation are really indie games. So you see games like Clear Obscure Expedition 33 that came out a couple of months ago. That's a very phenomenal game. Not only that, it looks like a AAA game, even though it's a AA game. It's also $40, so it's worth the price. And yeah, I mean the live service aspect of it is a problem. But this is what we're looking at. We're looking at console makers and developers chasing technology to the point where they will do whatever they can in order to maintain a stream of revenue and to take advantage of that. On top of it, you have consumers who are willing to spend a lot of money on these particular products. All right, pro gamer. You take care of yourself. I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, but I know it's coming out on the Switch too. Or at least I'm almost certain that it will be the case, because it was speculated that it's going to come out anyway, just like Cyberpunk already came out. And Clair Obscur, yeah, that kind of took us all by surprise. Halo's not a good state. God of War is not a good state. If you like Baldur's Gate, then you like Dungeons and Dragons. Well, yeah. I actually have Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance on the GameCube, and I've actually played the original Baldur's Gate on PC. So I'm familiar with the universe. I'm familiar with the D&D rules. But Baldur's Gate 3 does operate more on a dice playing advanced D&D kind of engine. Oh, you mean Gears of War? Okay. Well, Microsoft. Here's the thing. That's another thing about this whole console race thing, because now it doesn't really make a lot of sense to own multiple systems as much, because Sony with their PlayStation and the Xbox, they bring their games over to PC, but there's still value in the consoles, if that still makes any sense. Do I have another phone for Talkie? I don't know if I still have that. I don't know if I have another phone for Talkie, though, unfortunately. Yeah, and I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, but it seems to me like the game has so much freedom, to the point where you can literally make an outcome out of anything. And actually, this is the thing that's kind of funny, because that game came out in 2023, and that was like the golden year of gaming, because they had so many great games that came out every single month. You had Resident Evil 4, Hogwarts Legacy, Legends of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Baldur's Gate 3 just came out of nowhere, because that year we were expecting Tears of the Kingdom and Resident Evil 4 being the top 2 games that were actually going to vie for Game of the Year. But for some reason, Baldur's Gate 3 just came out of nowhere and just blew everybody out of the water. Like, what the fuck just happened? And you know what? I'm glad that Larian Studios actually brought this game to light, because their previous games that they worked on, such as Divinity 1 and 2, they were the catalyst. They were actually one of the major reasons why they were able to take on the task of Baldur's Gate 3, and they wanted to perfect the game with utmost efficiency and be able to optimize it very well. It was long, but it was really well worth it. It was to the point where developers, they did not rush a review of the game. They took their sweet time to make sure that the game was actually well documented and that it was actually done right. When you say that's a funny thing though, because they have Baldur's Gate and all the original point-and-click games, RPGs on the Switch, that I could definitely go ahead and pick up and play. The same thing with Divinity, Original Sin. Yeah. All right. Take care of yourself, Backyard. It's really good seeing you on the stream, and thank you for coming. Let me see. What's this one? Yeah, I mean, so you had a lot of that scale of freedom that you actually had with Divinity Sin, but I guess you have to give up on some aspects of it, because there was so much they could have probably done with the game. What's up, Hugo? I'm still here, Hugo, but I think Backyard gotta go. Let me see, what time is it? Okay, good. me to search up on how to play on phone while streaming? Well, for me to actually play the game while streaming, for me to actually play the game while I'm streaming, I think I'll have to have something where I'm actually linking up from my phone to the desktop or to some other service. And I'm going to take a look at it right here. Me play Talkie. So do y'all have to see anything with Talkie, or I don't know. How do you even play the damn game? It's crazy. So let me see. What did Chronoword say about this? So there was some drama with WOTC, the owners of D&D. Love not wanting Baldur's Gate 3 to overshadow their own virtual tabletop that they were releasing. I don't know if we'll be able to have time to play it tonight. If that's the case. Do you have regular stream schedule? No, I don't. Oh, okay, you're gonna go off? My lunch break's almost over. Do you have regular stream schedule? No, I do not, man. Like I said, I work, my work hours is kind of weird because it's like a 24-hour, 48 off schedule. So, when I'm working, I don't do streaming because I rather keep that separate from what I do. I don't want people knowing what I do for a living anyway. And then when I'm home, usually I have other stuff I got to take care of at the house. But I will tell you this, if you see me streaming, then I am streaming. It was very great catching up with you as well, Stan. I'm really glad that you're doing really well for yourself, bro. I'm really proud of you too. You came a long way. So I really wish you luck in your endeavors, my brother. Alright. How the hell? Okay. Let me try this again. Have I downloaded it yet? No, I haven't. Right now, I'm still trying to figure out how to really access this stuff. But I'm not gonna play around with it. I'm gonna play around with it one of these days. But right now, I'm not gonna really do any kind of downloading relating to AI programming because I want to try to keep that minimal away from me. And I don't want them using my data or my voice or anything like that for any crazy ass reason. Though I may regret that because I'm already on the internet anyway. All right. Alright, so I gotta use a second monitor. So on a mobile phone, there's really nothing I can really do unless there's some kind of live stream service or something like that I have to utilize. But no, I don't. And then, there's also this thing where you have to set up like a profile and everything, and I'm like, I don't think I want to do that. I'm trying to minimize my digital footprint. I'm not here to add another account unless I have to. Maybe when I become, maybe if I wind up becoming a lot more of a prominent, maybe if I actually get a little bit more. Maybe if I actually did like a set goal of 2,000 subscribers or something like that, I might actually entertain the idea of getting using Talkie. But I don't know if this is going to be something that I would really entertain the idea with. Maybe one day I will, but right now I'm just trying to minimize my digital footprint and use what I have right now currently. But I'm looking at videos online right now, and it seems like the whole Talkie thing is more like you just interact with the AI, and it'll respond to you accordingly. You know what? We have a TV, so maybe I can actually look at some videos on here and see what that's about. And you'll be joining me to the whole thing too, Hugo. Let's take a look. Let's see, Talkie app. I'm about to look at it right now.
It's me, Goku!
What is that, Doc? It's Goku on Talkie AI. He's texting me in real time. Wait, you're having a conversation with Goku? Yes, I am. Watch. I wanna fight you.
Okay then, let's do this.
Hey, are you really challenging Goku to a fight? Relax, it's Talkie AI. I'm able to connect with any of my favorite characters and say whatever I want. Can you get me a girlfriend on Talkie AI? Of course, you can create your own. Just a few more touches and voila! Say hello to your new girlfriend.
Hey, take me somewhere. Let's have some fun.
Hey, what you doing? Give my phone! Connect with your favorite characters on Talkie AI.
Hey, it's me, Goku!
Is that the one you're talking about? Is this it? Oh, wait. How about this one?
You know Ruben's Hail Mary? That is a football term, right?
I believe it's a religious term. Try fast.
F1 the movie. Rated PG-13 in theaters and IMAX. Friday.
She is all talking. She is all talking. She is all talking.
Okay.
Hey loser, did your dad come home with the milk yet? All his friends start laughing. Why? Because you're a student? Shut up. I bet you have no friends either. Why? Because you don't have any real ones either. At least I have girls. Well, at least I'm not a horny dog like you. You think I haven't seen the way you look at me? Like what? You disgusting? Shut up. You're probably into me. I'm not into garbages, thank you very much. Shut up. You're probably in love with me and you just don't know it yet. It seems like you're mad that I'm not into you. You have something to tell me. What? No, I would never like you.
Denial is a river in Egypt!
I hate you. I hope you get hit by a car. Ma, goody goody. You heard a knock at her door. You opened it and it's him. Hey, is your brother home? No, but I'm home. And who might you be? Your future wifey. Oh really? Well, if you're my future wife, then what's my name? Aiden, but I'll call you baby. He froze his face.
So let's try this. So what it is that you create a profile and you interact with one of these random AI, and you just interact with them and talk to them consistently, correct? I wonder how that actually works out. Like, what exactly is the end goal of it? Because it kind of reminds me of this is actually an advanced version of this old bot program that I remember back in back in the early 2000s, in 2009, 2010. I remember this. Huh. There used to be some sort of AI program that wasn't nearly as advanced. I don't know, man. I just don't feel like putting my digital footprint out there like this. But like I said, it might be fun. I'll tell you what. I'll consider it under one condition. If I wind up having like 2,000 subscribers if I might get like 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, or if I wind up getting like maybe 1,000 subs on Twitch, then I would consider it. Or let's cut it in half. Maybe 1,000 subs on YouTube, because that's actually getting closer, and then maybe 500 subs on Twitch. If I can get that goal, no matter what time it is, I'll eventually consider getting Try-Talkie out for the hell of it. I might even do a test run before the goal is reached.
Turning a bright red. I don't know if I'm ready for that level of intimacy yet. Why not, baby girl? I don't bite. I mean, I'm just not used to this kind of attention. You're a bit forward, aren't you? Mary Sue. He was speechless, his mouth hanging open, as he tried to process what just happened. He looked at the ring on his finger, then back at you. Had 3 children with you. He was stunned by the sudden turn of events. He had never expected this to happen, but he couldn't deny that he was happy. He wrapped his arms around you and kissed your cheek. 15, no. 16, no. 17, no. 18, not even close. 19, 78. Oops, I misspelled. It's 178. Did you just tell me you're 178? You've never seen a person who's 178. You're kidding me, right? The thing is, what's the thing? I'm actually a vampire and I'm here for your blood. What? No, please don't hurt me. Ma ha 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 ha.
Please don't hurt me, I'll do anything.
Anything, yes, anything. Then sing Hollies in Hawaii by Katy Perry. In Chinese. What? You want me to sing a Katy Perry song in Chinese? Sing it or...
When you question... Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max. Together for 16.
Get out of my way. You dweeb. No, you dweeb. What did you call me? Nothing. Anyway, I have a question for you. What is it? Do you know what Saucon Convention is? No. Why? Saucon D's nuts.
So when you text, you say normal stuff? When you try... Okay, let me ask you this. Like, when you actually tried it yourself, what did you get out of it, though? Like, did you get any kind of profound information out of any of the AI from Talkie? Seems kind of crazy to me. Oh, shoot. Okay. There we go. Now we're good. I don't know. I mean, it seems interesting. But maybe I'll consider it later on. I'll consider doing it. I might experiment with the little Talkie app and see where that goes. But I'm not too crazy about the idea of actually doing something like this because it seems kind of monotonous. Oh, wait.
That wasn't funny. Oh yeah, I met with Joe earlier. Who's Joe? Joe Mama. How dare you? Do you know anything about Wilma? Wilma? Who's that? Wilma Balls fits in your mouth? Stop. How about Bofa? Do you know Bofa? Who's Bofa? Bofa D's nuts. Okay, do you know Candace? Candace who? Candace nuts fits in your mouth? Oh, okay, that was good. Okay, by the way, Joe Mama has a brother too. Oh, yeah? What's his name? Joe Mama Biden D's nuts. Do you know why you always fell for them?
Why?
Because everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Since I made you laugh today, let's do a sussy things together.
Sure. What do you have in mind?
How much offspring do you want?
I think 2 is a good number.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, people like to be very, very edgy about stuff like this. It's actually kind of interesting, but that's something that I kind of expect. You know, when you're talking about using new technology, what's the first thing they do? They see how far they can go with the questions and see if they can respond and match accordingly, which is actually kind of funny and asinine at the same time. To me, it's actually pretty interesting. Wait, so you could text Pokemon on there as well? So here's the thing. So if I were to do the talkie thing, I could probably get information about all the different types of Pokemon. I can probably ask a bunch of existential questions about whether or not if Arceus is much more powerful than Mewtwo. Is that what you're saying? That'd be kind of fun to hear. That'd be kind of a fun discussion, yeah. Wow. That does make sense, actually. I'm not going to lie, that does make a lot of sense. I wonder which version of Ash are we talking about. Are we talking about the original voice actress from the original series, or we're talking about the one that came out a little later, after the fact? Like, not Veronica Taylor, but the new one that was that became Ash. Man, shoot. Well, yeah, I could definitely make my own. That'd be kind of funny. Doing anything like that, that'd be kind of interesting to check out. But I've been on this stream for a while, actually, though. But I do have clothes in the dryer that I need to finish up. So I'm definitely going to make my leave and charge up my phone. But Hugo and everybody else that came on my stream, I really do appreciate every single one of you for popping in. So with that being said, you know, it'd be really nice to just go ahead and end the stream now. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's been a while since I've actually done a stream like this before, because prior to that I wasn't really feeling it. But now that we have a bigger rapport and more people popping in, it felt good. It felt very good. It kind of reminded me back when I first started doing this type of stuff. And I was able to build like at least a small niche audience of some sort. And because of that, it made me feel real good. And I'm proud of that. I'm really happy for that. So, you know, with that being said, Hugo, Stan, everybody else, I wish y'all a good night. Sleep tight. Let the good times roll. And try to keep your heads up, as every new day is going to be a new adventure for a lot of us. What's up? What you got, Hugo? What you want to say? Yeah, actually I did. When Pokemon first came out. I'm 39 years old. So when it first came out, I think I was in the 4th or 5th grade. And it was the original 150 Pokemon. Even when it came out, it was the original 150 Pokemon, 151 actually, plus the original movie with Mewtwo in it. We've seen a lot, and it was quite fun. I mean, I look forward to watching a new episode every single time. And I had my favorite gym leaders too back in the day. And then when I bought the game, I kind of followed along with it as well, seeing that everything just kind of matched the way how the games were. Well, I'm 39, so I watched it when it first aired, when it first came out. But after the original 151, when they went from the Kanto region to Johto, and then they went to different regions, I haven't watched it since. But I do have a passive interest in returning back to the franchise eventually. And I'd like to go ahead and play all the different Pokemon games that I missed out on. Especially looking at you watched the Kalos region. So what exactly is the Kalos region of maybe that's a different name in your country. Maybe it's different where I am. Maybe it was called something else when I played it, because I don't remember a Kalos region. Or maybe it does exist in English, but I don't know exactly what, if it's just one region, or if it was like it was just one big region. And I'm assuming they actually had their own crime organization that was trying to steal some of the Pokemon or use them for negative purposes. Oh, the series X and Y. Hey Juan, how you doing, man? I wanted to go ahead and leave, but you know what? How about this? I am gonna take y'all with me to my bedroom, and we're all gonna be watching me doing some laundry. Hey Juan, how you been, man? It's good to see you. How's life treating you? Shoot, that's actually pretty fun. And here I thought I was actually going to be leaving the stream. But be right back. Give me a minute. Have a good night. Well, it looks like I'll be staying around for a little bit longer. I got laundry to take care of anyway, so y'all be sticking with me. But, behold. So what am I doing right now? I'm just doing laundry right now for my wife and I before she gets home. That's the last bit of laundry for tonight. So, well, not just arranging stuff, but I'm also doing laundry. So here I am just kind of taking care of some stuff at the moment. I wanted to make sure that at least there's less to do. So I was already outside, I was actually outside early today cutting grass. So I had to put this on, this bandana, so to speak, to keep my head from getting too, keep myself from actually wanting to hurt myself. I guess imagine stay. Yeah, I might as well. I mean, it seemed like if someone's going to be popping up and, you know, at the tail end of it, though, I might as well just give myself an extra 30 minutes or so before I go to sleep. So it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, really. It's not a big deal whatsoever. It's just that I was just kind of keeping myself from, you know, trying to keep myself a little bit tiresome, or at least I was trying to get some stuff done. But you know what? I might as well just go ahead and take the liberty of getting some of the stuff done. Yeah, I appreciate that. But I'll tell you what. It's always good to actually have a pair of outdoor heavy duty gloves for you to keep in case you do have to worry about working and getting some stuff done anyway. This is actually very important. Also, to keep yourself from passing out in the sun, wear something like this on your head. That's actually beneficial. While I'm at it, I'm putting my uniforms up. So I'm getting that taken care of. And let me see. Oh yeah, I got the stuff right here. But it's actually kind of funny though. But Hugo, we were actually talking about Pokemon earlier. But he was explaining to me about the Kalos region in Pokemon X and Y as the series and such. And that's the thing that I haven't played Pokemon in a long time, so I'm glad that Hugo has been telling me some stuff about what's going on in Pokemon lore and such. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. The last time I played an actual Pokemon game was Pokemon Gala Darkness on the GameCube. So I was but I never finished it. But the thing that kind of kills me though, I know there were some things where people were actually talking about, wanting to do some things different with Pokemon. But one thing that they should do, I really wish you could actually fight other Pokemon trainers. And I remember playing Gale of Darkness. There was a boss battle. Where it's this mad scientist in a machine, but instead of using the machine to attack the main character in the Pokemon, he threw fucking Pokemon out. So it's like, what's the point of having a big fucking machine when the Pokemon's doing the work for you? So it made no sense. It would have been different if you could have actually used your Pokemon to fight against the machine itself as part of the boss fight. But no, he had other Pokemon doing his fights for him. And I'm like, how the hell does that make any sense? That makes zero sense. I mean, I don't understand that. I really do not understand that. Help me understand that. Why would they... Hey, look, don't stop watching Pokemon. I'm pretty sure that, and not to mention, they got a new series that's going on right now ever since they finished up the original story with Ash Ketchum. And that was actually very, very, very difficult because he finally became a Pokemon master after 20 some odd years. And now, after 30 some odd years since he set foot out of Pallet Town, and now he became a Pokemon champion. And now he's saying to himself, his story has ended. And now they got a new series where there's a Pikachu that's a rough and gruff pirate, or at least looks like he could be a pirate. You watch the Paldea region. Yeah, okay, so the Paldea region I'm familiar with to some extent. Oh, Pokemon Horizons, that's the name of the series. Yeah, so Pokemon Horizons, that became the new series. And so it's a Captain Pikachu. Okay, so there's Detective Pikachu, and there's a Captain Pikachu. Oh, it's a wild Pikachu, so this Pikachu does not talk at all, huh? So let me ask you this though. Is it good? Do you think it's good? Or do you still kind of lean more back to the nostalgia of having Ash Ketchum as the main character? Because I know there was like an OVA story with Red, you know, the original character from the original Pokemon games. But I gotta ask you, is Pokemon Horizons actually good? It's your 4th year watching Pokemon. Yeah, that was the thing. Red was the classic. But what's really funny is that when you played the original Pokemon, you actually had Ash as one of the other names that you could choose on top of Red as one of the default names. Or you can give out your original character's name if you want. And I remember that stuff. That was actually pretty interesting. But man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I mean, Pokemon is crazy. I remember, that was the thing though, like I knew that Pokemon actually, and also not to mention, Pokemon was kind of dark. I mean, I don't know if you guys were old enough to remember that they actually had some Pokemon theories, and it was kind of persistent, even by today's standards, because initially, I don't know if you guys ever heard of creepypastas, but they actually did the Lavender Town theory, which was very interesting because all the ghosts were apparently dead Pokemon. And actually, they had some really weird lore in the Pokemon series as a whole anyway. I mean, what about all the ghost-type Pokemon that you came across? Where do they all come from? And then there is a... and how is it that a living piece of sewage or poop comes to life, sticking his middle finger up in the air all the time? Muck! So Muck is from the grave. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll just say this. It was probably one of the funnier. It was actually one of the funniest. It was actually one of the funniest. It was actually one of the weird theories. And yeah, I know Muck is a poison type, and he's made out of sludge of some sort. But also, they have another Pokemon that's literally garbage. And I'm trying to help me out with this. So you have Grimer, which is the original Pokemon, but I think there's a pre-evolution of it. Oh, Muck is from the sewer. Okay. But he does have a technique called Sludge. At least I remember that from the old Pokemon games. And you got Ghost that's from the grave. Well, yeah. You have Ghost-type Pokemon that are just really, really freaky. And then, of course, this whole lore about Pokemon, particularly when it comes to Arceus being the creator of the entire universe and all the Pokemon and everything else. And that was something that was actually mentioned before in terms of theory way back in the day when Nintendo Power was around. Somebody even asked a question about it to see if Pokegods really did exist. That's what they called it back in the day. You know, rumor mills aside and all that. It was pretty fun. And lo and behold, those rumors, those theories actually became a reality. And now we have Arceus, Giratina. Now, I do know for a fact that Giratina isn't a demon or some sort of devil Pokemon, but people always tend to allude Giratina as being the devil in contrast to Arceus being the god and some stuff like that. And it's kind of funny to me, though, because all he does, Giratina is nothing more but just a Pokemon of the, that actually inhabit the whole space-time continuum kind of thing. So he's not evil like they all want to believe. Contrary to popular belief, he's not a villain or evil. Is a dark and ghost type, or just a ghost type? Or no, ghost and dragon, or dark and dragon, dark and ghost? It's a mixture. It's like a mixture of two different types. And I don't know if you actually played Pokemon Legends Arceus, but there was a point. Oh, it's evil? Okay. maybe the evil creature is misunderstood. Maybe it's just looking for his Cynthia or Volo. Oh man. Oh, it killed Pokemon. Like literally kill, or is it just... What is this? Okay, never mind. So another thing is that, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that because Pokemon is a very deceptively dark series. I wouldn't be very surprised. Which begs another question. I'm pretty sure that even though that Pokemon exists in all walks of life, I'm sure that the circle of life still persists in there. So that kind of begs the question. So they got regular fish, and then they got Magikarp. Now, my question to you is this. When it comes to humans eating meat, and also some of the more carnivorous Pokemon having to consume food, my question to you is, how exactly do they survive on food? What do they actually eat? I'm pretty sure it's not an herbivore diet across all of Pokemon world. I know they eat meat. So my question to you is, which Pokemon is the most delicious? You tell me that. Which Pokemon is guaranteed to be the most tasty and the most healthy to eat? Which one has a lot of lean fat that you can consume? I know they eat berries, but I know they eat meat too. I know for a fact they eat meat. So which Pokemon is a delicacy? For their meat, their chicken, and their beef. For their beef, chicken, and turkey. Oh, they do eat meat. I'm pretty sure. They got carnivorous Pokemon that has to eat meat. Come on. You mean to tell me that they don't eat meat? Come on, man. Come on. You're killing me right now. Hugo. I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now. They got some Pokemon that are carnivorous. They're carnivores, which means they have sharp teeth and they will eat meat. I'm pretty sure they may have come across a Pichu or a Pikachu and having to consume the Pika head of a Pikachu. I'm pretty sure you heard the wild cries of a Pokemon screaming in agony because their heads were severed or bitten off by a carnivorous Pokemon. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But I know one thing for a fact. If it's a Pokemon, I can guarantee you that Pokemeat must be delicious. Just don't eat anything that's lab grown. Case in point, don't even try to eat Mewtwo. That's practically a human. They will eat. They will eat deer. Okay. Well, yeah, I would imagine them eating deer. Because I know Pokemon would have to eat other Pokemon to survive. And berries too, depending on if they're herbivores. But man, that you know, it actually there's a lot of questions to be had in terms of how exactly does the Pokemon ecosystem work. And the other thing that kind of kills me is this: wouldn't it be scary to actually have Pokemon in real life? Because I don't know if you actually watched the live-action Pokemon movie, which was actually pretty good, in my opinion. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a pretty solid interpretation of it, but Can you imagine how scary it would be actually having Pokemon in real life? Because what if everybody here has tamed Pokemon? Because think of it like this: in our world, we got a lot of crazy ass crime. So you mean to tell me that we probably might have we might have an actual Squirtle squad walking around shooting water at people? What if the police actually use Squirtles to do fire hose type stuff, or maybe a Blastoise? Or maybe get a Charizard to like steal stuff. I don't know. It's going to be a very lawless time. You know. I mean, they would have to do some heavy-handed regulation in order to make sure that Pokemon does not go wild and people don't abuse their Pokemon. I would throw an Ultra Ball. Yeah, I don't know if an Ultra Ball is going to work on that. You might need something a little stronger than that. You need to make sure you have a makeshift Master Ball. You might need to have 99 of those at all times so that you don't have to worry about anything else. Or you could do or in case you have to capture another person's Pokemon, you just better make sure you have one of those Shadow Balls that you can actually do to cleanse them of their stupidity. You would like Blaziken. You know, that's another thing. I really believe that you're only allowed to have one Pokemon if it was real. They would probably create a system where, depending on, and also they might even do it with class-based system too. So where you go, you're only allowed to have one Pokemon as your main, and you're going to have 5 others as your companions in case you decide to go ahead and become part of that Pokemon master kind of lifestyle. It will be a lucrative killing. It kind of reminded me when Pokemon Go first came out, because I remember when that came out, that was like the big hit. Everybody was out there playing with Pokemon, utilizing augmented reality and such. And it started off pretty bare bones, but it was so addictive. But it also made people go outside during COVID, especially. Well, not during COVID, but it made people go outside, have a lot of fun. You would choose Torchin. Torchin or Torturin, as in you want to, you know what? Oh, Torchic. Oh, that's the Pokemon. Never mind. The little birdie looking thing. Now the other question is this: would you be one of those people that go on a Pokemon adventure to become a Pokemon master, or would you rather be a gym leader? That's another question I want to ask you. Or do you want to take up one of those occupational duties, such as police or medic or mafia boss or whatever? Well, I know that. I know you say a fire. I know Torchic is a fire type, obviously, but I was just asking, like, would you just prefer to be a Pokemon adventurer where you just become a Pokemon master? Or would you be interested in going out the way or would you go out your way with Pokemon? You would just get Pokemon and chill. You know, so I've been told. So you've been told. Okay. I don't know what I would do personally. I can't decide whether or not I'm going to be a Pokemon gym leader or I would just be one of those adventurers. I might think might be a gym leader with a concentration on dark type Pokemon. Dark and Fairy. You know, have the opposites attract with one another. What is this? Yeah. Oh, very super effective against dark. Now, okay. I want to know if there's actually a hybrid fairy dark type Pokemon. I don't think one exists. If one does, let me know. That would be a walking contradiction of the wazoo. I don't think anybody would be ready for that. Yeah, so that's another thing. Dark doesn't really have too many weaknesses. Doesn't really have any weaknesses. Neither does Fairy. So that kind of begs the question: if you put those two together as a dual type Pokemon, what would they be weak against? Let me see, because you have two opposite types and they cancel each other out. So either, well, first of all, I mean, what exactly is Dark weak against currently, and what's Fairy weak against currently? So Dark is weak to ice. Let me see. Actually, yeah. Well, I know Dragon is weak to ice. I know the Dragon type Pokemon is weak to ice because I remember watching the Arceus video and I saw him fight against Giratina, and Ice Attacks does work against Giratina. So ice would be one weakness, okay. But I would think that Dark would probably be pretty super effective against other types of Pokemon, right? Or maybe I'm mistaken. So Fairy will be ruled out because it's already a dual Fairy type. So I think that'll be ruled out. But I think the common denominator would probably have to be Ice. I'm gonna have to double check on it myself. But if that's the case, against a Dark type, that would be pretty interesting to check out and see. I'm actually very puzzled now. But I gotta double check and see, because maybe Ice will be one weakness. There might be another one. I think Steel might be a weakness too. I don't remember. It's been a while since I played Gale of Darkness, so... And I know they actually had Dark and Fairy. I know they had a Dark type Pokemon on there too, and I think they had Fairy types on there as well. Alright. Alright. So look. Hugo, it's been 3 hours. Oh, steel is weak to fire. Okay. No, I mean, is steel strong against dark? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Pokemon Brick Bronze. Okay. Well, alright. Well, I'll tell you what. You go. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the stream. And we'll talk tomorrow. Because right now I'm just trying to get my bearings right. But I will definitely say it was good talking to you. And hope to see you again tomorrow. So with that being said, take care of yourself and have a good night. And maybe I'll come up with my own interpretation of what I think it is tomorrow in terms of like this Pokemon discussion. Maybe when other people pop in, we can all have that discussion together. So, good night to you, my friend. Never mind.